Uh, we need to get a speech in 5 minutes only, Miss.
Five minutes.
All right, well then, thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the honorable judges, committees, and all of the audiences. First of all, I'm going to say thank you for being delivering for delivering me to be the final stage for today. Before delivering my speech for today, allow me to introduce you back my name. I am Ananda Joshua Siburian, student of Medan Polytechnic of Tourism. So for today, I'm going to deliver my speech concerning with sustainable tourism development, with the topic is water resource management of mangrove forest as a strategy to support sustainable tourism development, resilience, and sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine we live in the world that's full of scary things. Natural damage like flash floods and others. Would you like to stay there? I believe that you want to go there. But that's not just imaginations. Those problems are close with us. But I'm going to sing a song in front of all of you. I see trees are green that roses through. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Do you think so, ladies and gentlemen? Just answer in your heart. So for today, because I just told you that I'm going to tell you about the sustainable tourism development through mangrove forests. Therefore, let me tell you what is sustainable tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, sustainable tourism is a tourism development concept that gives a best impact, positive impact for all of the communities in that places, like environment sustainability, economy development, and social culture involvement. And one form of the sustainable tourism is that mangrove forest. So for today, we are going to talk about the mangrove forest precisely in the water management. Ladies and gentlemen, if I ask you, what is mangrove forest? Mangrove forest is the forest which grows in the water. And of course, it influenced by the tides of the sea. So what is water management? Water management is the process of us to keep the water well maintained. So ladies and gentlemen, as a young generations, we need to be responsible for this one. What we can take apart to make the sustainability of the mangrove forest by the water resources. There are some ways that we can implement. The first is that mangrove tree plantations. Of course, it will be able to withstand the seawater, and it can stop the damage of the water in the mangrove forest. It's actually simple, but a lot of people are they don't want to do that because just they think it is not important. But today I'm going to say that that's important enough. And for the second way that we can implement together is that implement the responsible management, such as fishing, the crabs, the fish, and other water resources. And of course, we can create a creative product from that resources, like the fish crisps and others. And we just think that it can give a positive impact for all of the community around the mangrove forest. And the next is that implement the study cottage for all of the kids or all of the children in the mangrove forest. Because we know that nowadays, a lot of problems are acute, like the garbage problem and etc. And of course, it will give a bad impact for the water management in the mangrove forest. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a hard thing to do. But if we can work together to maintain the sustainability of the water resource in the mangrove forest, we can go towards the sustainable tourism. And now, therefore, I'm going to persuade all of my friends, young generations, let's be aware of this problem. Even though it's a usual problem, but it can give a bad impact for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I may end this speech today, but I do hope the essential of this speech can be everlasting in our minds together. I believe that the mangrove forests, through the water resource, can help Indonesia go towards sustainable tourism development. I say thank you for this great opportunity for all of the judges and committees. I do apologize for any mistake that I have made during my speech, and I give it back to the committee. Thank you very much.
The speaker has spoken for 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Joshua. It's time to judges to ask the question to the speaker.
Okay, good afternoon, Joshua.
Good afternoon, sir.
How do you feel today?
Well, I feel so happy and feel so honored to be the grand finalist, sir. Thank you.
Very good, Joshua. One question from me. Joshua, what solution do you suggest for places or cities that has flood problems all years?
I'm really sorry, sir. Could you please repeat the question once more, sir? Thank you, sir.
Okay. What solution do you offer for places or cities that has flood problems all years?
Well, thank you very much for the question, sir. I'm going to answer that question directly. Yeah, we know that Indonesia, the city in Indonesia has a lot of problems in floods. So in my personal opinion, I think that the best way to implement is that to manage the garbage of all of the people in the places. And because by the garbage, it makes the flood, of course, and then making the management of the water in a place like the pond, a big pond to make all of the water go there. So absolutely, it will deliver some benefits for us. There will not float. But the most important thing is that to educate the people to put the rubbish into the place. If we can do it, I believe there will not flood in Indonesia. That's my answer, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Ainul Yakin, your question, please.
Hello, can you hear my voice? I missed Joshua's voice in the middle of the speech. So the topic is water management, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Water management.
Just one question for you, Joshua. Wonderful speech, I think. Yes, now I was
Thank
here.
you.
And now my question is how to differentiate between the hygiene, the water, and the what is it called? And the pollutant water in Indonesia for general.
I'm sorry, sir. I think there is a bad connection.
Non-hygiene water, entire Indonesia. What is your solutions? How to manage it? Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the question, but I'm so sorry. I think there was a bad connection, so I couldn't hear your question clearly, sir. I do apologize. Could you please repeat it again, sir?
Okay, once again, I ask you how to manage the hygiene water and also contaminate water entire Indonesia or specifically in your village. As long as the society can consume the water, the hygiene water in every places. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for the question. I'm going to try to answer that question. The question is that how to keep the water hygiene. So that's really interesting for me. I take from the SDGs number 12, that is responsible consumption and productions. According to me, how to keep the water hygiene. So I take the example in my own places. So over here, we do regularly the cleaning or the general cleaning to the source of the water, because my home is actually near with the mountain. So we make some regulations like the limitations of the visitors to go to the water source to minimize the damage of the water is precisely for the cleanliness, I mean the hygiene. Besides that, all of the people who goes there is they make sure that they go there with a clean, affordable, I mean the tools that they bring there is clean. Of course, to keep the water hygiene and sanitation is really simple. Start from ourselves first, sir. Yeah, back to the statement that I have just taught before is that the rubbish again. So for all of the people who want to go to the water source are forbidden to bring the food and beverages there to maintain the hygiene and sanitation of the water. I think that's the answer I could give, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joshua.
Thank you very much.
Okay, for the next speaker, Puan Shula Kaisha.
Test is my voice. Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, my fellow judges and the committee, and of course, my lovely friends. First of all, I would like to thank you all the judges and of course the committee for this opportunity for me to be on front of your screen to talk about the renewable energy. Once again, my name is Puan Shula Kaisha. I'm from Bali Tourism Polytechnic. Please don't call me Puan Maharani again because I talk about that in the first time. So today I want to talk about renewable energy. What is renewable energy? Renewable energy is an energy that came from our earth. It's from nature. But renewable energy is great, of course, but do you know that it's limited? And it's not always great. There's always a comparison. There's always the positive and the negative vibes. So what I want to talk here about, well, maybe I would like to start with a story. I have a friend in Malang. So he went out shopping with his friends. But then one day he got hit in his head. Then his friend asked, who hit my head? And everyone said, no, I didn't hit your head. And they got fight just because of it. But do you know who hit his head? It's actually the rain. So the renewable energy is also have a big impact to our weather. Maybe you guys would notice that the weather has changed. There are lots of unprecedented fires, flood everywhere. Just like Joshua recently said, there's flood everywhere. And there's raining ice, or maybe a rain that's the water color is blood. It's red, it's like blood. So using renewable energy is not always a good option. Or maybe in other cases, there's always, every country now in the situation, there's a great rare of, maybe in Indonesia is a cooking oil. There's a rare of cooking oil, or maybe the lack of gasoline. So this is also one of the impact about the renewable energy. Now, I would say this is a big problem for us, not only for Indonesia, but for other countries too. How to find a solution? I think this is way more than how a solution that I could give. But if we could collect an engineer or maybe a CEO and other people that are known about the renewable energy, we could connect the dots and we could find a great solution. Well, it doesn't mean that we have to be a CEO or an engineer to help the renewable energy. It could start for ourselves first. How? Maybe by using a solar power, or maybe using a CNG, a compressed natural gasoline. There's always way to have a new energy, not always the renewable energy, and it could start with us. In conclusion, renewable energy are a very hard way, and it should be a mission for us to find a new unrenewable energy. It's hard, yes, but every second and every step is a journey, and every journey is important and impactful. That's all I would like to say. Sorry if I have wrong words. Thank you very much.
The speaker has spoken for 3 minutes 37 seconds.
Okay, thank you, Puan. It's time to judges to ask the question to the speaker. For to Mr. Aino Yakin, the question, please.
Okay, thank you. One, can you hear my voice?
Yes, I could hear your voice, Mr. Aino Yakin.
Yes. Now I would like to ask you one question. How to create the mental model of us or our society to minimize the worst scenario? Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Aino Yakin, can you repeat one more, please? Because I didn't really hear it quite correctly.
I have trouble with my signal, yeah. Okay, how to create the mental model of our society in Indonesia to minimize the worst energy. To minimize the worst energy.
Okay, actually, I still couldn't hear it correctly, but
Hello.
maybe, yes.
Okay, once again. Juan, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my question is how to create the mental model. Yeah. The awareness of the people, I mean, the positive impact. Yeah. To minimize the worst energy, yeah, along our journey in this world, in this planet. How to minimize the worst energy. And the first one is to create the mental model of society, of us, for example. So this is my question. Thank you so much.
Okay, I would like to answer a question from Mr. Aino Yakin. So I think I would like to suggest with an education. So us, as a college student, we should spread awareness about this. So to create a mental aware of this, we should tell them, we should spread the awareness. We should tell them about the importance of using an renewable energy, that we could find a lot more energy to be the solution of this problem. And I want not just for us to spread awareness, we should start to do something. Maybe we could start build a community, or an organization that do something about it. That maybe we could really show to them how to use another renewable energy so that it's just not a talk, it's just not a word. I think that's like I want to answer. Hopefully it could answer a question.
Thank you, Puan.
Okay, Mr. Satria, your question, please.
Thank you, Farah. Hello, Puan. How are you today?
Hello, Mr. Satria. I'm good. I'm very good.
Okay. Puan, you talk about negative impact of renewable energy. My question is, which one has bigger impact of renewable energy? The negative impact or the positive impact? And why?
Okay. I will answer the question from Mr. Satria. I think for me, it's the negative impact. Why? Because, okay, the positive impact is that renewable energy are easy to find, but it's limited. Our Earth now contains a billion people that I don't think about the renewable energy could give one by one every people in this planet. And don't forget about the future. What I said about the negative impact will affect the future, will affect our Earth future. The positive impact was only just for present, but the negative impact could get to the future. So now what are we gonna prioritize? The present or the future? Because for me, if we want to care about the future, then we have to find another resource. We can just go with the renewable energy because we know that it's not a good thing. We know that it's just easy to find, but the impact is so big for us that I think we don't really can find a 100% solution. Maybe just some parts of it. So I think it's a negative part. And I hope by my answer, everyone could change their perspective. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Puan, and good luck.
Okay, for the next speaker is Luh Made Gunapriya Hindu Rajaswari.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
In a moment, please. My internet connection is not really stable. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu. Shalom Namo Buddhaya. Hello everyone, my name is Pratiswari. I'm a representative from Poltekpar Pariwisata Bali, or Bali Tourism Polytechnic. First, I'd like to thank the time given to me to deliver another speech regarding the topic of eco-labels and certification. Eco-labeling as you may all know, is a voluntary method of environmental performance, certification, and practice around the world. An eco label identifies products or services proven to be environmentally preferable within a specific category. Other than that, the purposes of eco label itself is that it gives you the assurance that comes from a sustainability managed forest, and it went through a chain of custody certification process with third-party verification. Now, the National Sustainable Forest Management Requirement for PEFC, or Program for the Endorsement of Forest Certification, has 15 important articles, including 3 important and most highlighted articles that are first, maintenance, conservation, and enhancement of ecosystem biodiversity. The second one is that protection of ecologically important forest areas. The third one is climate positive practices, such as reduction of GHG emissions in the forest operation. Now, if we were to be a customer, eco-labeling acts as a guide for our purchasing decision by providing information about the thing that went on behind the product. But if we were to have a business, it means that this eco-labeling act as a measuring performance and also a way to communicate and market the environmental credential of a given product. Ladies and gentlemen, many eco-labels are focused on minimizing the negative ecological impacts of primary production or resource extraction in a given sector or commodity through a set of good practices that are captured in sustainability standards. Other than that, eco-labeling system exists for both food and consumer products, where both systems were started by non-governmental organizations. Now, you might not know this, but there is a close relationship between the eco-labeling process and the eco-innovation because it promotes the emergence of new green products and it improves the organization environmental management strategy too. So, ladies and gentlemen, in cross-border trade relations or involving countries as traders, each country usually has standards or regulation that have to be fulfilled if some country wants to import their products to that country. Well, eco-labeling is one of those standards. Now, even though trade liberalization has opened up export opportunities for each country, it still has a negative impact on environmental sustainability globally. For example, the export of raw wood in Indonesia. Well, as we all know, it has been known to tend to be exploitative and even exceeding the carrying capacity of the environment itself. Eco-labeling demands that every product must be based on the preservation of natural resources and ecosystems that will resulting in a not polluting environment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on the other hand, the eco-labeling system in international trade is indeed feared to be weaken the industry or small, medium-sized enterprises, or in Indonesia is UKM, because eco-labeling certification is a verification procedure that is quite long and complicated if an industry wants to obtain the eco-labeling. However, on the other hand, eco-labeling must be recognized as an economic-based environmental conservation with a lot of effort in the long-term benefits. In Indonesia, the practice of eco-labeling is indeed more focused on the forestry sector, considering that forest products are Indonesia's largest export product, which has a wedge between environmental sustainability and business interests. But of course, it doesn't rule out other industrial sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, the existence of a legal umbrella for the eco-labeling mechanism in Indonesia in relation to international mechanism in Indonesia is in relation to another international trade, which is a standard that has to be relevant to import flows that the standard must be met by trading
Time.
countries to enter. That is all of my take on this topic. Thank you.
The speaker has spoken for 5 minutes, 6 seconds.
Okay, thank you. It's time to judges to ask the question to the speaker.
Okay, I'm the first. Satria.
Yes, sure, you can start first.
Okay, Puan. How do you feel, Puan?
I'm sorry, sir.
Priya,
My name
Mr.
is Priya.
Hello? Okay, my question. My question is, how do you guarantee or ensure that eco-label is effective for the customer?
Is what?
Puan, this is my question. How do you guarantee and how do you ensure that the eco-labeling is very effective to the customer? Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for the question. I will try to answer your question. First, as a customer, we all want a very safe and a very certain products, right? So why eco-labeling is very effective for the products and for the consumer even is because we want to feel safe if we want to consume or even use products. And by us seeing or knowing that these products have an eco label on its label, it means that it's very safe to consume or use because as we all know, and as I say in my speech, that eco label is environmentally safe for use. So that is why eco labeling is such an alternative or even a very effective way for us to use or even consume anything that has an eco label in it. That's it for me. Thank you.
Good answer. Thank you, Puan.
Okay, thank you, Priya. To Mr. Satria, your question, please.
Thank you, Farah, for the chance. Good afternoon, Priya. I got your name right. Priya, okay.
Yes, my name is Priya. Thank you.
Priya, such a wonderful speech from you. I would like to ask you one question, but it's a quite long question. Priya, you know that UMKM doesn't use eco label on their products because it's expensive and it requires many process to get the certification for eco labels. And because it's expensive, it can be afforded only by big companies, like you said. So my question is it wrong for the UMKM not to choose eco label for their products and why? And what should that UMKM do to get the eco label? Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for the questions. I will try to answer it. As we all know that there are many UMKM in Indonesia that has a shortage of money to afford the eco label itself. But in my opinion, when I'm a customer of an UMKM that I really like and I really want to purchase that their products, I will certainly go because we're in the 21st century. It's very common for UMKM to have a social media. This social media is their platform to show the people, to show other people that want to buy their products to be able to know that their products are safe to use or safe to consume. For example, a lot of UMKM in Indonesia are usually using Instagram as a platform to sell their products. And from that platform, from that Instagram account, we can know from where is it from, what is it made of, and etc. And from my answer is that this UMKM can use social media as a platform to bigger their products more globally. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya.
Okay, thank you, Priya. For the next speaker is Virginia Sari Anissa.
Again, the moderator, can you confirm that my voice is clear?
Yes.
Okay. I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Here. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, in this speech, I want to thank that I get chance to deliver my speech again about the climate change and also the honorable, the educators of the tourism English speech contest, and which I respect all committee, the finalists, and all participants and all audiences in the speech contest. So here, before I jump to my speech, let's see that about the title of my speech is about the rise of the awareness of to heal our earth. So the complete title is about rise the awareness to heal our earth. So what's wrong with our earth? So here, as we know that climate change is an urgent issue that happen in our earth right now, and as we know that climate change is has so many causes like greenhouse and also mine area, the coal and oil, fossil oil, and also the giant company who produce the chemical material and also unhealthy smoke, for example, and it will give impact to the to our environmental itself. So here by telling you the background, so I hope all of you understand about what is happening in our earth right now. And also we will talk about the SDGs. What is this? It's the Sustainable Development Global Goals that the United Nations made from 2015 to make a better earth for us that will solve all of the problem about the environmental issues and also about the economical that has an eco-friendly product, for example. So here, as we know that why the climate change is very urgent because of, as we know that there is a prediction in 2030, our earth will get the increasing of the degrees. There is 1.5 Celsius degrees and it will make our earth is boiling, ladies and gentlemen. So here I will give you my argument about how to raise the awareness to heal our earth by the role of millennials itself. So by talking about the millennials, here we do believe that millennials will help to solve the urgency of the environmental issues that exist in our earth. Here, millennials as the young generation, they can do socialize by online and also offline to the society about how urgent climate change in our earth right now. And also they can educate the friends, family, and also society to be aware with our earth conditions. And also what can millennials do? Another one is about create the new innovation, like new product that eco-friendly and also emphasize about the using of eco-friendly product. And the last, the millennials can fix the policies of government by doing the movement that can push our government to make a policies and regulation that will support the environment and also will solve the environmental issues that exist right now. So here, as we know that the climate change in our earth cannot be solved easily. Why? Because of there is less awareness from the society, from all people all over the world. So here we can choose the millennials to promote the movement to aware with our earth. And also here, the millennials can socialize and can speak up, can ask the people, the society, to be more aware with the climate change and all of environmental issues that happen, because of, as we know, that the millennial, as the young generation, they are the agent of change of our country, right? So here, I think it will be more effective if our students, our young generation, and also the millennials itself will do movement, will do some campaign, for example, to support the Go Green movement, for example, from a better earth in the future. So that's all of my speech today. I hope what I am delivering today will make a better change for us and also our earth. I do apologize for any words. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The speaker has spoken for 5 minutes 15 seconds.
Okay, thank you, Virginia. It's time to judges to ask the question to the speaker. To Mr. Satria, your question, please.
Thank you, Farah, for the time. Virginia, I would like to ask you one question. What are the internal and external challenges for the millennials or young generation to fight the climate change problem?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Satria. It looks like a clear question, so I will try to answer it. Firstly, how is the internal challenges? Okay, here millennials are not only in developing or developed country, right? But the internal challenges for millennials itself are the society, because of we know that how less the education about environmental issues, right? So the challenges for the students or the millennials to promote or to do campaign in society are the society or the people itself. So the internal challenges, we believe that society, how to change the perception of society, how to create the awareness of society itself, because the millennials will face the real condition that they will meet the society and will do socialize with the society itself. And also for the external challenges, it's about how the millennials, after they can socialize to the society and also can push the government to make a good policies or regulation for solving the problem about environmental issues. So the external challenges is the realization. So what will the millennials do in the future after they get the support from the society itself? So after they get the government, the society support, so what will they do? What is the innovation in the future for sustain their innovation, their idea to make our earth to be green again? Maybe that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Virginia.
Okay, to Mr. Raino Yakin, your question, please.
A lot of thanks, Farah, for the time. Okay, Virginia from Undikma. I think the way you present your materials is like a debate contest. Yeah, I think you are the member of EDC in Undikma, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, my question is, what is the first way you implement to socialize the climate change in terms of the millennials before going to the government?
Sorry.
The first way.
Repeat, can you repeat again, sir? Because it's unclear.
The first way you implement, yeah, to socialize the climate change or the negative effect of climate change before going to the government step or before going to the government way.
Oh, yes. Okay.
What do you think first? What do you do first?
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I will repeat by my words that what will I do first before I jump to the government, right? So here, what can the millennials do first? So here, I still do believe that millennials, as the young generation, have big powers to make a better change. So here, because by looking at the power that millennials have, I do believe that millennials can unite the power to socialize first. How? Because of the socialize is the task for millennials to deliver their argument, their opinion, and also their sentences or that statement about the environmental issues. So here, the millennials can do an easy way by how first they have social media, right? We can do socialize society by using social media. As we know that right now is a digital era, so we can use social media and use influencer in Lombok, for example, and all of area in Indonesia. We use influencer, artists, for example. We can make a cooperative to make the environmental to make the awareness of climate change to be viral, for example. And also, as we know that millennials or the student has a right to do campaign to the government, right, or to do campaign by offline, right? So I think it is an easy way that millennials can do by do campaign or do seminar, for example, for educate people to be aware and to be aware with the climate change and also all of the environmental issues that exist, sir. I think that's about my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Virginia.
Okay, thank you. And for the next speaker is Salma Kalian.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For the honorable judges and all of the participants on this continent contest, I say thanks so much. Because maybe I'm the most younger in this contest, because I'm still the first class of Sunrise School plus Munir Arifin and Wipraya. And then here, because I get a topic about economic efficiency. Before I started, I only want to explain you what economic efficiency is. Like what I have already according what economic efficiency is when all goods and factor and production in economy are distributed or allocated. And here, because it's a very general for me, I going to tell you about the sustainable tourism to managing of economic efficiently. Because I think here now in Lombok Island we have a famous place now that is Pertamina Merdeka International Street Circuit, and I believe that all of you knows that. And do you know how many that our government get money from it? Okay, our government get 1.2 million until 2.48 million, and I believe that it's a good number. And do you know, guys, one complement of sustainable tourism that I said, ecotourism, that's only focused on social or local communities. And here, because I get about the an economic efficiently, in the other word, in my opinion, that's as managing the economic as good as maximal as we can. For the example is that a farmer wants to sell a part of his land. For the land, use the resources more efficiently than someone who doesn't. And I believe that it's a good example for me. Here, because I told you about the sustainable tourism to managing economic eventually, I'm going to told you like I have according knows that the Investment Coordinating Board or BKPM said that one reason why the tourism industry is still weak? That because the HR, all the human resources are yet professional and managed as a tourism and cultural potential. While the tourism industry plays an important role in economic growth, jobs, when the number of each tourist visit as many as 10.4 million people, and it is able to contribute for exchange for about 15.5 trillion. Do you know, guys, now, because I am as the millennial generations today, and maybe I'm younger than you all there. I'm sorry. I could to invite all of the peoples, all of the young peoples in these nations to always improving our skill by abilities, creativities, and knowledge. Because we have to trust ourselves more than we trust the others. And I think the economics efficiently is only about how we can manage the economic as good as well as we can to do. Maybe that's all from me. And last I say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The speaker has spoken for 4 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Selma. And it's time to judges to ask the question to the speaker. To Mr. Ainul Yakin, your question, please.
I think Pak Satria first.
Okay, thank you, Pak Ainul. Good afternoon, Selma. How are you today?
I fine, but I got a little nervous.
Okay, Selma, I got one question for you. Selma, what solution do you offer for household level and industrial level to realize the eco-efficiency? Did you get my question?
Maybe to ask yes, sir. Back to your program, please.
Okay. What solution do you offer for household level and industrial level to realize the eco-efficiency?
Okay, I'm going to answer it. Maybe we can. The first thing that we can to do, that's managing the economic as good as maximal as we can. Like the example that I have already told you before, that we can take a functions from the field that use less to be to be useful maybe, and then we should to use the other platform maybe to show to the world that we are managing the economic as good as maximal that I told you before. Maybe that's all.
Thank you, Selma.
Okay, next to Mr. Ainul Yakin for your question, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Farah. Selma, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Afternoon too.
Okay, Selma. I get one question for you. Do you think that eco levels is have a negative impact? So if you think that there is a negative impact in eco labeling, so could you explain me what is the negative impact? Okay, thank you so much. You get the point?
The negative effect from the question that you gave me, maybe I don't know the real fact of it, but I going to tell you what is my mind. I think the bad impact that's only maybe that's falling the trees or dragging or something like make our environment be broke. Maybe that's all.
Okay, that's all. Thank you. Thank you for the answer. Back to Miss Farah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Aino Yakin. Okay, to all participants, the judges need 10 minutes to decide the winner. So please do not leave the Zoom meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Everyone, please on cam. Thank you so much for all the participants who have waited for the final decision, and it's time for me to announce the winner. Okay, for the third winner is Virginia Sari Anissa.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations for Virginia Sari Anissa. And for the second winner is Puan Shula Kaisha.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I can't believe it. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. You most welcome.
Okay, for the first winner is Ananda Joshua Siburia.
Gila sih, gila.
Congratulations Joshua.
Kasih selebrasi dulu. Ibunya di dekat.
Good job.
Okay, the three winners will get the prizes we will announce as soon as possible on WhatsApp group. Thank you so much for all the participants for joining the competition. See you on the next event. Good afternoon. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations Joshua, congratulations Puan, and congratulations Virginia. Thank you so much Priya, and thank you so much to all the participants. Thank you guys. See you next time.
See you. Thank you, Pak Satria, and all the winners and the participants.
Thank you, Pak Ainul.
See you next time. Pak Thomas, thank you so much. See you next time, Pak.
Thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih semuanya. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Puan.
Sarah, Sam, and
Thank you Puan. Oh my god, jagoan gue nih, jagoan gue.
Joshua.